Just waiting for people to come on. I'm waiting on people. I went outside for like not even 5 minutes to bring the dogs out. My hair was perfectly straight, and because even though it's cool out, it's humid, and my hair just went. I mean, look at the frizz. Awful. I had it cute, where it was flipped up, kind of like Jackie O, and now it's just frizzy. Hey, whoever's on, say hello. I'm waiting for more people to come on because I want to talk about my events of what happened on 9/11 20 years ago. Who's on, by the way? Please comment down in the comments. Let me know who you are. That way I can properly say hello. And welcome, of course. Bye. Oh, what a feeling. Beat. Oh, it's you. Scratch that message I just sent you. Oh no. See, I'm gonna wait for more people to come on. Oh, you'll probably have to watch the replay. I'm sorry. But it does involve Daddy. I don't know if I told you about it. Excuse me. I think I've mentioned it a couple of times on here, but I didn't go through the whole story. I don't think. I don't remember. I probably did the last freaking live that I just did. I don't remember. It was a comment that I made on a YouTube video. That's cool. Hey, Jace, how are ya? Oh, good. I'm hoping that other people will come on, so if you guys can possibly get other people on, that would be great. It says I have 3. Who's the third? Oh, if that's you, please let me know. Oh, good. Well, that's not good, Jace. You feel like you're on drugs again. Oh, that's right. That's right. You did that the other night, too. Oh, well. See if we can get other people on really quick. Just a notice, I'm updating my Christmas cookie delivery list. If you want to be included on that, private message me on Facebook and leave me your address. If I'm well enough, and only if I'm well enough, we will make cookies, because we make a lot of cookies. Jace, just ask my brother. He's seen the cookies. Christmas cookie dough? No, we're making crispy Christmas cookies. I've had a few people already request them. They didn't get them last year. They weren't happy. I had a lot going on last year besides the virus. B, refer back to A. Okay. Well, you gotta give me your address and stuff. I only deliver to the continental United States, meaning Alaska and Hawaii probably aren't gonna get deliveries. I'm not sure. I don't think I know anybody in Alaska or Hawaii, so we're good. But we make about 1,000 to 2,000, maybe a lot more, cookies every year. Every year. Except for last year. So for 27 years versus 28 years, for 27 years we have made that. Actually, the amount has increased significantly. We start getting everything situated the night before because it takes. And the ones that we deliver personally, I wish I could. Let me go to Narnia with you, will you? Where is everybody? Come on, my loves. Alright, I just need one more person on, and then I will go through and... But I just need people on. I just need one more person on. And I'll go through. Hopefully I can get more than that, but... especially this one person, because he's kind of part of it too. Where's Lena? She commented on on my post about letting you guys know I was going to go live. Thanks, love. You shared my page. Oh, oops. Can one of you share the link on the YouTube gang group on... That sounds bad. It's like gangrene. Ew. One of you share the link on the YouTube group, please. The Facebook, you know what I mean. This will definitely, I may or may not have told you, I'm not sure, but yeah. Thank you, Jace. Oh, what a feeling. Yeah, I think I like that better than gang. That's okay. I have a feeling that I already told you this, Will. I'm not sure. I think I did. I'm not sure. If I did, oh well, listen to it again. Okay? Okay. Ooh. Sorry, I have my little fan on. Look how frizzy my hair is, peeps. Alright, Lena's going to be coming over. I'm hoping Bo and Shirley and Krista and Nikki and Tammy will be coming over. But as soon as Lena comes over, I'll go over details. I can't. I was going to keep my hair down because I had it really cute before before I brought the dogs outside. But then I brought the dogs outside. And, well, I get this lovely frock. Even though it's not a frock, because it's not a clothing item. More than a feeling. Well, I kind of wanted to start talking about it, at 10 o'clock, but it's alright. I hope I sent Emily. I know I sent Emily. Hey, Jace, can you send Emily a message? She might be working, though. I sent her a message privately. I know that. And I think I included her twice on both of my requests. People, my hair. Ow. Good enough. Whatever. Oh, I really don't care. Oh my gosh. Whatever. Oh, okay. So she's probably either at work or walking home from work. Alright, as soon as Lena comes on, I'll start letting everybody know. Alright, guys, please come on so we can start talking about what happened. Please. Alright, but seriously, if I start crying, just ignore it. I don't think I've ever told it without crying. Which doesn't surprise me. Sometimes being an empath and being a freaking emotional person really, really sucks pickle dick. There. You know what? I'm going to give them 2 more minutes, and then I'm just going to go with it. All right? So, whoever the fourth person is, please say hello so I know who you are. At 10:25, I'm going to start it. I'm going to talk about it. And the ironic thing, Will, we all know what happened yesterday with Daddy. Not yesterday, the day before with Daddy. It just, like, almost like a full circle type of thing. You'll understand in a minute. Hi, baby, my sissy. I haven't gotten to talk about the 9/11 yet. One more minute, and I'm going to start. I'm just trying to get extra. I'm going to try and see other people, see if they can get on here. Lena, come on, girl. I promise I'll go on your live when you go live again. I promise. I promise. It's okay. It's just me. It's just me. Dogs are like, yo, what's up? What's going on? Oh, so before I start talking about 9/11, so it might be past 10:25 when I start. I went out and I harvested. Most of you won't care, but there's a flower called marigold. And when you're gardening, from everything that I learned, hey, whoever else is on, please say hello. I'm just going to tell this quick short story, and then I'm going to go into the happenings of 9/11, 2001. Hi, Lena. That's okay. It's okay. I do want to preface in the title of the live, it does say trigger warning, so I'm not going to say trigger warning for anything that I am going to say that might be triggering from here on out. Just know that there could be some triggering event discussion, but this isn't a triggering discussion right now. But those of you that like to garden, those of you that like to grow fruits and vegetables, this is a little tip for you. So marigolds have been known to reduce the amount of fruit and vegetable killing insects. So when I grew my potatoes and my tomatoes this summer and my corn, I purposely planted a bunch of marigolds around each one. Thank God, nothing happened. Ooh, French marigolds. No, these are actually Cracker Jack marigolds, which means they're different colors. So far, the only colors that I got were orange and yellow, but that's okay. They were pretty and they smelled amazing. And my tomato harvest was amazing. It is still amazing. But anyway, so when you order seeds, you only get a small amount of seeds per packet. Well, last night I was showing Selena, I went and I harvested the dead flower buds. Oh, I've never heard of French marigolds. I guess I'll have to check them out, sissy-o. I got a tutor after this, guys. Anyway, so I got, I think it was 15, 16 bulbs that were ready to be harvested. And by harvesting, I mean grabbing them to get the seeds out of them. And when I did, I took the seeds out of one in my hand, a small one, and I showed Selena. She's like, oh my gosh, And the amount of seeds that you get from one bud is the amount of seeds that they send you for $3.50 or $5.50. Like, not even kidding you. One bulb worth of seeds is what they send you. Because I can go out and I can get the seeds that I ordered. Thankfully, I ordered from a gentleman that does all organic growing, and he only orders organic seeds, and he sells seeds. He orders them in bulk, and he sells them for 75 cents a pack. Great. That's awesome. But last night I learned, I'm like, are you serious? Stores sell this amount. A lot of companies sell half the amount that I took out of one small bulb. I have so many marigold seeds right now. It's ridiculous. So ridiculous. Whatever. Redonkulous. There we go. Oh, I was hoping he'd be on, but that's okay. Because it kind of involves him. So, I'm going to get into the 9/11 story. It involves my dad, mine and Will's dad. The only other person on here that knows my daddy is Krista. And the other person it involves is who you guys know him by Bodine on here. And I know him as Tim. Cause his birth name was Tim McMillan, but he changed it for reasons I'm not going to discuss because they're not up to me to discuss. So, 9/11, I was working at a very prestigious salon, and the manager was nice, but she could be very strict and could have made it to where I would have went the entire day frantic. I got to work. We were all joking around. We had just cleaned up everything and got the salon ready for opening. And it was about the time, probably just a few minutes after. It was just a few minutes after the first plane hit. At first, like everybody else, we thought that it was like, what the hell? How does a pilot not see the Twin Tower on a clear, crisp day? Because that's exactly what it was. And if any of you know New York City, outside of the reputation of New York City, if you guys have ever been there, smog is horrible there. So for it to be ironically clear and crisp and beautifully blue, and you can actually see the Statue of Liberty, you can see the tops of buildings, it was eerily, not ironically, eerily weird. Krista would know about that. She could tell you that I'm right. So we were still all thinking. And then as my first client sat down, the second plane hit. That's when we started getting the feeling that something was amiss, something wasn't right. But we didn't know to what extent. The involvement of my dad and Bodine, I'll get into in a second, in a minute or so. But so we were listening. Well, actually, we started watching it on the news, on the TV, and like we hardly were busy that morning. Usually at 9 o'clock, we are swamped, and there were only two of us that morning. It was me and my manager, my boss. And when it came across that it was a terrorist act, my first thought was my daddy, mine and Will's dad. Our dad is a tour bus driver. I knew because of conversation beforehand, the day before, that he was bringing government officials to the trade center. And if any of you know my dad, which none of you do, um, he'll give you his shirt right off of his back if you need him for anything. If you need anything. But he's also very into exploring, so I knew, he's never late when it comes to his job. He's never, ever, ever late. And the government officials had to be there. I think he said 8 at 8 o'clock. So I knew, or was it by 8:30? By 8:30, so they can get in there and whatever. I knew as soon as they said a terrorist act, in my heart of hearts, I knew my dad was in trouble. I had that feeling in the pit of my stomach that my daddy's in trouble. Something's wrong, and I was praying that he decided to stay home, or but knowing, you can ask Will, knowing our father, he doesn't miss work at all unless he's sick, and like severely sick. But so I tried his cell phone. My boss let me use the work phone, even though you're not supposed to call long distance. But she said, this is an emergency, absolutely. Because everybody that she needed to contact, she was able to contact. So I tried my dad's cell phone. Yeah, deadly sick. Like, yeah. Um, I kept trying and trying his cell phone, and knowing that he's always on time, or actually he's early by a half hour at the most, a half hour early, but he's usually like 45 minutes to an hour earlier, usually. Um, and if he's in trouble and we call, he answers to let us know he's okay. If we hear something. Um, he wasn't answering. For 2.5 hours, I was calling him, and this was after both towers fell, after the Pentagon was hit, after Flight 93. The more and more, as soon as the towers fell, I was getting more sad. I was crying. I had just finished up with my client, my first client, by the way, and I didn't take any other clients. Thank God we weren't busy, because the clients that did come in, my boss took. And they asked her why I was crying, and she told them. you know, her dad is probably down at the towers right now. And they were like, oh no, that's not good. Like, yeah, no, it's not. Um, and if you know my dad, like we said, he'd give you the shirt off of his back. If he wasn't in the towers, he'd go into the towers to help get people out. That's the person he is. He wouldn't run from danger. He'd go in and make sure to save people. And I mean, it was already bad enough that we're under terrorist attack and people are perishing and people have perished because of these nonsensical attacks. And can I get a head count on who's here? I know, Will, you have 2 going on. It says I have 5, so it would be Will, Krista, Lena, and Jace. You guys are all still here, right? And to pause this story a little bit, I don't think I ever went into full detail about everything that happened that day because it's heartbreaking. You know, I went into brief detail. But anyway, he wasn't answering his phone, and it just terrified me. I was honestly afraid that I lost my dad that day because I know him. I know the person he is, and if he wasn't exploring the towers, he would have been there helping. And as soon as the first tower fell, I freaked out so bad. I was shaking. I was like, Daddy, answer your. I was swearing, and I never swear in front of clients. And I was like, Daddy, you need to answer, please. I know you may be busy saving people, but please answer, please, please, please. And then they said cell phones weren't working, that they shut the cell phone situation off until further notice because people were, people were just jamming it, and they needed it open for government officials only or something like that. And then when the second tower fell, I was just beside myself. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to try the house phone to see if my mom had, if our mom had heard from him. And maybe she didn't know that I was working if she tried calling my house phone. I think I called the house phone for a half an hour straight. Yeah, it was a half an hour, 45 minutes. Because at 11:30, my daddy finally answered the phone. I just started bawling. He's like, what's the matter? What's the matter? You were supposed to be there. And when they get hit and everything's going on and it's a terrorist attack, I was scared to death that you were there. He's like, I'm fine. It's okay. I'm like, why didn't you call? Why didn't you pick up your cell phone? Blah, 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 blah. He's like, well, I was sleeping. I was like, how can you sleep at a time like this? And he's like, Julie, I'm all right. It's okay. And I'm like, thank God you're home. Wait a minute. Why are you home? He's like, I passed it to Uncle Sonny. So then my worriedness just went through the roof again. I was like, Uncle Sonny's there. Wait a minute. Uncle Sonny's notoriously late all the time. Maybe he didn't get there. We didn't find out till about 8:30 that night if Uncle Sonny was dead or alive. I'll go into that in a few minutes. But I'm like, thank God you're not there. He's like, Julie, I have to go. I'm like, no, you don't. No, you don't. You're not going anywhere. Julie, I have to bring the military there. I have to bring, what is it? It's not the Coast Guard, the other one. I have to bring them there. I forgot what it is. It's not the Coast Guard. What's the other one, bro? Not the Coast Guard, the other one. I can't remember what it is, but he's like, I gotta bring them there, Julie. I'm like, Daddy, no, I don't want you to go. I said, I don't care. I mean, yeah, I feel bad for all these people. Yeah, I want them found, and yeah, I want their families to have, closure, but not at, yes, National Guard, thank you. I said, not at our family's expense. I just got you in my life. I don't want to lose you. I mean, I had him in my life for 10 years at that point, 11 years at that point, because I was 25 at that point. No. Yes, sorry. Was it 11? Yes, it was 11 years. Not even. Yes, it was exactly 11 years because I met him in 1990. Okay, sorry. And I'm like, I don't want to lose you. I can't. You have kids that you have to worry about. Don't do it. But like I said, my dad will do anything to save anybody. And he ended up bringing the National Guard and a couple of other high-ranking government officials there. And so I was worried about him, obviously. And then my mind also went to my uncle. Like, nobody was able to get a hold of him. But it turned out that he was on the Washington Bridge when the first plane hit. He was in the middle of the Washington Bridge. So he was almost at the towers. He was late because of traffic. He would have been late anyway, but he was more late because of traffic. So we were all very thankful. And he couldn't go into detail what exactly where he was because, like I said, he had government officials with him. All he could say to my aunt was that it had to be a very brief conversation on the landline. He's safe. He's in New Jersey at a hotel. He couldn't tell her what hotel. He couldn't say where in New Jersey for obvious reasons. So, him being late saved all of the government officials and obviously himself. Excuse me. So it was pretty terrifying. And then a couple days later, I was talking to my dad, and he's telling me everything that's going on because he's right at ground zero. He said this is the worst thing that he has ever seen in his entire life. It's the worst smell he's ever smelled in his entire life because you don't smell burning material. All you could smell was the burning of, yeah. And he said it's something he never ever wants to go through again and see again. And he said that um, Will and I's sister was having a really hard time sleeping. She was the only one old enough out of the three siblings that lived with them. She was the only one old enough to understand what was going on, like fully comprehend and understand what was going on. And she couldn't sleep because she thought that, A, what I thought, which was something's going to happen to our dad, and B, she couldn't fathom why anybody would want to do that. And she thought that they were all coming after her, at, us here in the United States. And I said, sweetheart, it's not them, because at this point we knew that it was ISIS, and um, ISIS members are Muslim. So me knowing the difference, I had to explain to her, because she started to become afraid. I have Muslim people in my school. I'm like, you don't have to worry about that. I said, the ones that did this are the bad Muslims. They are the bad people. They are people that will take young children and send them out in the field, the minefields, to find mines. And if they found one, the bad people would know, because the children would, unfortunately. And I said, they also send animals out to find these mines. And I was explaining to her, there's a difference between true Muslims and ISIS Muslims. And there is a difference. There's a huge difference, because true Muslims are like, believe what Christians believe what you and I believe, and are they're like us. They're like Christians. If you actually, I'm not going to get into that. But anyway, so, her and I talked probably for an hour, and when we got done talking, she understood what I was saying, because everybody else was saying, it's just bad people, and they want to hurt us. And it's like, it's certain bad people, not this whole group of specific religion or specific this or that. It's this specific group. And so it took me a little bit to calm her down and get her to realize that she's going to be okay. And she ended up having a friend at school that was Muslim, and she protected her, because she started getting bullied because of what happened. And my sister went and told her classmates, this is not her doing. This is not her people's doing. This is bad people, evil people. And her people are not evil. She explained to them what I said and stuff. Did it help? A little. But, did it help the girl not get bullied as much? A little. Not as much. So, now that was what happened with my daddy. Obviously, my daddy is fine. He just, he has PTSD from it, but he won't admit it. I mean, how can you not? How can you not have PTSD from that? Now, how it pertains to Bodine. One of my friends and I were talking, and she was in conversation with a friend of Bodine's, and has been ever since he introduced us to him 10 years prior. And she stated that, because we were talking about the good old days and how we missed certain people from the good old days. And she's like, Julie, I have to tell you something. And I'm like, what? And I'm going to call him by his name that he was born with. She said, I am so sorry, but so-and-so told me that Tim died 9/11 in the towers. He was in the towers. I'm like, that's a joke, and it's a horrible joke. It's a cruel joke. She's like, Julie, I'm not joking. I would never joke about something like this. So, I literally went the past, how long has it been? 21 years, thinking that he perished in the towers. But that wasn't going to stop. I didn't believe that he did. But I couldn't find him. So I wasn't sure. And then, obviously, this year I was able to find him. And I'm very thankful I was able to find him. And I was very thankful that I found him. And, well, the rest is history. And so 9/11 means something different for everybody. Everybody has their own memories of what happened that day. And some people, the worst part that happened that day happened to be what happened. It didn't personally resonate with them, but they have empathy for everybody that it affected. But, it personally affected me and my family that day. And it was horrible. It was absolutely horrible. I mean, to us, what happened in our situation with it was absolutely horrible. But what actually happened was, there's no words to describe it. Horrible does not describe it. Terrible does not describe it. Horrific does not describe it. There's no words that can describe what happened that day. Yeah, Selena was a year and 2 months old. A year, 2 months, and 13 days old. And when I got done from work that day, I went home. I went to the sitter, who was my friend Jessica. I went, grabbed Selena. We all cried, and I just held Selena so close. And at that time, she was just starting to relearn how to talk, and all she could muster was, "Mama sad. Why Mama sad?" And obviously you don't tell a 1-year-old what happened. It's just, things happened that make me sad today. And when she got old enough to understand and comprehend things, I let her know what happened when, with Grandpa. toast? Sorry for laughing, but toast? What do you mean? So, yeah, that was 20 years ago today, guys. Horrific. It's sad. It's horrible. I did? When did I say did I? I don't know. I don't know, guys. I want to thank you guys for coming and letting me share that. I know to some people that that's not a big deal. Your dad's okay, whatever. But when you really think of everything that happened, sorry, I'm throwing stuff away, and what could have happened, it's not just something that you can get over. And I hold on to things forever. Like, I don't just get over things. And obviously, that's not something that you just get over. You know? However, I gotta say that my daddy was able to contact us the whole time he was there. They let him contact us to let us know that he was okay. He just wasn't allowed to discuss anything that was going on other than what was showing on the news. And that was it. And he still hasn't gone into full anything since that day. He just says, it's the worst thing that he's ever had to see. It's the worst thing he's ever had to deal with. It's the worst thing he's ever had to hear. It's the worst thing he's ever had to smell. Which is understandable. I'd like to know where my daughter is. That was off the cuff, sorry. So that is my story. And I truly am thankful that you guys were here and allowed me to tell you. Yes, everything's okay now, obviously. Yeah. It's amazing what brings this country together and what tears it apart. I'm not one to say that this country was ever great, because it wasn't. Has never been any. The only great thing about our country that I feel is that in times like that, we come together like it's nobody's business. I remember saying that, instead of sending, the military over there and having people's family members get hurt or worse because of the war that was started that day, why don't we send, child molesters, pedophiles, rapists, murderers? Send them over there. them fight it. But then I got to thinking, yeah, but if they win, then that would mean that they're national heroes. Yeah, no thank you. Maybe not send them over. I know. Right. Everybody learned about it in school. Which is good, obviously. I'm glad that my daughter wasn't old enough. I'm glad that she was young at that time, and I'm glad that you were young at that time. Um, Will, how old were you when that happened? We are the United States of America, and I'm glad that you said United States of America instead of saying we're Americans, because that phrase irks me to no end, because people think that only those of us that live in the United States are American, when in fact Canadians are American, Mexicans are American, Brazilians are American, because there's two Americas, South and North. North America, South America, even though they try to say there's a Central America, which would be the spot in that connects North America and South America. But anyway, you were 20. Okay. Excuse me. You're 5 years younger than me? You're not 40 right now, are you? You're not. Krista, are you still on? Lena, are you still on? Wow. Okay then. So you're older than Adam? I missed your birthday. Did I say happy birthday to you this year? If I didn't, I'm sorry. Happy belated birthday. Not that it counts, but happy belated birthday, and I love you, and I'm so sorry. Now, are you older, or is Ruth? I'm sorry. Is my brother-in-law home there, Missy? By a year, right? All right, Lena. Hey, buddy. It's funny. I believe all three animals are in here with me. Nope, only one. Wow. Yeah, only one. Oh, okay. So she would have been born in 79. Was she born in 79 or 80? Well, go take care of yourself. Thank you for watching, though. I am going to be doing a video about the traumatic events that happened to me when I was little. I don't know if I'm going to do it on a live yet or not. If I do, I'm just going to start the live and just go on and talk, and people will have to come in to it in the middle of it. But if anybody wants to know what happened that they missed, they're going to have to rewatch it when we're done. You know, I'd like to know where my daughter is. Hold on. It makes me nervous because she has to walk to her car, and it's a good distance. And I know it's downtown Glens Falls, and nothing ever happens, so people think, but a lot of crimes happen. Excuse me. Excuse me. See, I knew I wanted to get on here tonight and talk about what happened. That is why I colored my hair last night. It says that I have 3 on here. Krista, are you still on here? Jace, are you still on here, dude? Because if you are, then it should say 4. Well, for some reason, I thought she was a year older than you because the way it was discussed, she was born and then a year later. Nope, that would make her 2 years older than you. Never mind. She was a year and something months old when your mom got back together with Daddy. So yeah, that would make her 2 years old. Okay, she was born in 1979. All right, guys, I'm going to get off of here. Krista, I will give you a call. Don't call here. Everybody. Daryl is sleeping. I'll call you. Well, yeah, that would make it, if she was born in 79, that would make her born in 79 if you were born in 81, because she would be a year old and she'd be a year old in 80. So, yep. All right. So I'm going to let you all go. Thank you for watching. I'm not going to say hope you enjoyed it because I don't think there's ever anything enjoyable of something sad. So, anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for being there for me. I love you all. Peace, love, and happiness to all of you. Good night. Good night, bro. Good night.